In this video, it's the return of TWC the Invacar. It's been quite a day. We've shown her some love. We've given her a hub nut service, i.e. an oil change, but we got a show at the weekend. Let's dig her out and get her on the road. Woohoo! So stage one of the service is first of all unbury the car. Yeah, we've been slowly getting rid of the rubbish, but we've still got a few bags to go.
Yeah, it's just big things. It's not crap like it was over there. It's just things that have been put here for safety, really,
yeah.
And the rubbish that we're getting rid of slowly but surely.
Yeah, so let's do that. Right, we got TWC cleared off. So the question mark now is, will she start? I don't think she's run since New Year's Day, which was quite some time ago. So there we go. That's the charge light. The oil pressure light still is not working. I do need to work on that. Showing 11.4 volts. A little on the low side. The gauge does underread. Let's give her a choke. There's no point squirting. She hasn't got an accelerator pump, I don't think. Oh, she's turning.
Come on, TWC.
That's going to be too low, I think. I'm going to have to get a jump pack on her. Well, we've rolled her forward and got her on the battery charger. Probably should have left this plugged in a little more often. I reckon it isn't too low on charge, but it definitely is. But I've just been investigating another issue, which is if I pop the ignition on. Come on, window. We get the charge light, but we don't get the ignition light next to it. But if I pop the wire off here on the oil pressure sender and I connect it to ground here, you should be able to see.
What light are we looking for? A light?
Yeah, let's try and zoom in a bit.
Yellow, green.
It's the green.
Okay, so yellow is consistent. The green did flash on and off then.
Yeah, it's because I'm making the connection there. It's
okay.
focusing on the dirt on the window, but you can see.
I can assure you it's flashing green.
So the wiring is okay, but the oil pressure switch, it seems, is not. So we'll have to, I don't know why I'm bothered connecting it up, it's not working. We'll have to replace that at some point. And
is there a workaround?
It feels really good to do the belts because they are baggy as hell. I seem to remember I had issues the last time I did that, but we'll have to give that a go as well. Flapping around way too much. There's no tension at all on that side. It's adjusted by these shims here.
What have we got in her box of wonder, do we know?
Maybe we got the right belts. I'll see if I can get a number off these. Because we want to take her to a show this weekend. But we need to get her running happily. Yeah,
and aside to that is that I need to learn how to drive a 2CV by this weekend.
Yeah, so we can take two cars, TWC and Ellie in convoy. That'd be good. But yeah, so far it's going very hub nut and the battery's not happy.
So a very helpful fact about the fact that we've tidied the unit is that you can actually get at things, and you've just found another oil pressure switch on the previous well, not the previous engine, the other engine.
Yeah, weirdly it was loose. Don't know why.
Which made you a little concerned, didn't it?
Yeah, but it did seem to trigger the light, so we'll get it fitted and see if it still triggers the light.
Be awesome if we've got all the bits here.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now?
It's grease gun time.
Your favourite.
There aren't many grease points on TWC, but this is one of them. Front swivel. Yep, that's starting to push the old grease out. That's what you want. All right, let's see if we've got enough juice in to start her up yet. Oh, it's nice having an oil pressure light again. Oh. There she is, good as gold. Let's get the fuel in. There you go. Maybe we won't have that bouncing on there. Oh, TWC. You're almost there, love.
What was the ting?
I'll tell you in a minute. There we go. Get the oil circulating so we can drain it all out.
100% cooperated this morning.
Well, it's been a while, bless her.
Yeah, no, I know that. What is the ting?
The tinging noise is drive is taken from the flywheel to a big like drum on the back of the gearbox, and centrifugal force forces out some little shoes to grip it. So at idle, clutch disengaged, revs rise, the feet come out, or shoes rather, and hit the drum, drive is transferred. And certain revs, they just ping just a bit, make contact with the drum, which makes the ringing noise, but don't actually turn it. So that's all that is. So if I raise the revs a little bit, we should get to the point where the clutch starts engaging. I've gone too high now. So that's all that noise is. Nothing to fear.
That belt looks loose.
Yeah, it is. Very loose. Yeah. Whether we've got a replacement, no idea. I'd better go for a Raz just to make sure the brakes are all right.
I've already sensed it was going to be test drive time. So now, taking off the sump plug, I assume?
Yep. Doesn't seem to want to come off very nicely. That's annoying. Hey, there we go. Oh, spillage.
Oh, it's always going to be a little bit of spillage, unfortunately.
Yes, always. Oh, it hasn't got a magnetic thing on it anyway.
Lovely dribbling noise, and apparently the oil filter is more than hand tight. We're just going to find a tool. Oh,
Maybe a while since it was changed, you know.
really?
Yeah.
Can't imagine that, dear.
But she's only done probably 2,000 miles since we moved here 4 years ago. That's not good, is it?
I'm sure this car needs no introduction, but if anybody's new here, this is TWC the 1972 Invacar.
I've just realised there's a drain on the oil filter.
Ooh.
Don't know what size it is, but there is one.
Is this going to join your collection of oil filters?
Yep.
Oh, goody.
You never have too many.
If anybody wants a load of dirty old oil filters, please let us know. Okay, so what are you doing?
Bigger than that.
What are you-
There is a drain plug
Not
on the oil filter. So you can drain it without oil going everywhere. Aha. That feels like tightening up.
Question, when you've changed the oil, do you need another test drive?
Oh yes, most definitely.
So you've got that out, it's a bit sludgy, and now we've got lovely sounds coming out.
Yeah, it's just draining the oil filter, so you don't get oil spraying everywhere. I might as well leave that out for the moment. Start loosening the filter. Yeah, it's not desperately tight, it's just, if it's been there a while, sometimes you need a bit more mechanical grip than mere hands can provide.
The other problem is you tend to get a little bit oily,
Oh, still.
but you got the catch can down there.
Yeah, still making a bit of a mess. There we go. Where did the fresh one go? There it is. Okay, and put that back in.
Now we did find out a bit more about the Canary oil, didn't we? That it was changed last year, and the previous owner found a Perodua filter. That is impressive
Oh, it's
dedication.
a 16, that's why I can't get that. Indeed so. From a former Reliant dealer, I think.
Okay.
Because the Reliant dealers quite often also did Perodua.
I still don't love Desmond.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, main plug's still dripping, so we'll leave that
Okie doke.
dripping for now. Yeah, there's quite a lot of oil on the underside. There's a strainer in the sump. I think the gasket on that is leaking.
Ah.
But I don't have a replacement gasket.
Well, you don't know. You don't know what's in your box. So what is your slight diversion from an oil change?
I've decided the belts aren't actually the problem. I think the problem is this is too close to the crankshaft pulley, which is why we can't get belt tension even when we've removed all of the shims. You're meant to use these shims to adjust the belt tension like on a Volkswagen Beetle. And I think this is just sitting too low, so I'm wondering about using a bit of metal as a shim just to hold it up a bit higher. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, and looking that is going to work then.
It's very tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I don't know if you can probably see the gap or lack of between the two.
Yeah, it's really close.
Yeah. So you're getting the belts back on now.
Yeah.
Always fun. You put it all back together, put the belts back on, and we've still got slack belts.
Yeah, very slack. Maybe I do need new ones.
I was going to say, is it worth trial and error and changing the belts?
Yep, that's part number. Make a note of that, everyone.
Maybe I'll take a photo. One moment, please.
Yeah, I've reseated the dyno start unit on this Steyr-Puck engine. This is an Austrian engine, slightly smaller version of what was used in the Haflinger. It was used in license-built Fiat 500s. I would love to drive one of those. That Steyr-Puck built in Austria. And we seem to have a bit more tension now. Tension is important because when I turn the starter, this becomes an electric motor, and through the belts it turns the crankshaft. A bit like the Smart MHD we drove recently, and then when you release the key, this becomes a starter unit. So that's what that's all about. But yeah, that would seem a bit better. So I can put the connections back on, and we can call that job jobbed.
Don't forget, we've still got to do the oil.
Yeah, yeah.
So just filling her up with oil now.
Yeah, straight 30 grade.
How much does she take?
About 2.5 litres, I think.
Same as Shim.
Yeah.
That's my gauge for everything.
Okay, that's on the max at the moment, so I think what we'll do is spin her at that, fill the oil filter,
And then have a look.
and then have a look.
Someone's a happy boy.
I am. It's good to have my little took out. That sounds a bit dodgy.
That does sound dodgy. I didn't even say anything.
Dear, took.
Her time's coming, don't worry.
Yeah. Go, breather hose back on. All the plugs are in. Dipstick is tightened up. So a quick glance at the fuel lines, but it's all nylon line. So, oh, actually, I say that. I've got a little rubber joiner there. And you can see that's just starting to split. And there is no clip on the fuel pump because there never was. But needless to say, I think we might need to replace that little bit of pipe. Right, are you ready for the ride of your life? So there we go, that was a service on Took. Not a full service, we haven't done plugs yet, I haven't got them in stock. Air filter is needed, we need to go over the fuel lines, and we need to do that very, very soon. Brakes seem okay, we've greased the steering. This seems to be buzzing along very merrily. So we're hoping to have her out for Cardigan Classic Car Club's meet on Sunday this week. So hopefully we'll manage that. Hopefully we can convoy with Ellie. Maybe we'll even give her a wash, who knows, go crazy. and get some lunch. Oh, I hate this junction. And go down to brake. So finger into reverse. And voila, neutral off. So there we go. Tuk is feeling much better for an oil change and some belt adjustment. Got some grease where it needs to be. We've done tyre pressures, the brakes all seem to be working. You know pretty quickly in a freewheeler if the brakes are pulling to one side because it gets quite exciting. All good. So hopefully Tuk is ready for the show. We'll hopefully give her a wash before the weekend. So it's Cardigan Classic Car Club's show, their annual show. We've never made it. It always clashes with other events. And this year we are staying at home. So we'll go down to that one instead with this car. And we have Ellie the 2CV, who is our current daily. And if you wonder where the other cars are, they're up the back. So we got Matthias, Desmond, the Canary, and Shemi the Charade sitting at the back awaiting some TLC, all of them. Desmond needs tyres. We don't want to drive much further on the tyres that are fitted, so we're booked in next week to get those sorted out. We don't need Desmond before that. But yeah, I just love the contrast. Tuk and Betty sat next to each other, and I'm ever so happy to have my little friend out again. Scruffy as she is, much like myself, just absolutely lovely. Don't forget, you can find Tuk merchandise available. We've got I Love Tuk stickers as part of the random sticker deal. If you want 5 stickers of any type, one of them is probably going to be an I Love Tuk sticker, and we'll pick some random ones. And we've also got the Fleet t-shirts that feature Tuk, and mugs available as well at the Hubnut store. So thank you for your support as ever. We'll see you in a future video. Farewell. It was a badge once. And as a Brucey bonus, we came to Cambrian Classics. Tim replaced the rubber joiner, and I've even given her a wash. She's halfway decent, I'm going to say.